Welcome to Same Spit Different Face TV. Well, my opinions is facts, and if you don't like my opinions, you can start your own podcast, and it's free. So don't forget to spit on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification. If you clicked on this video to hear an update about LIL Durk Wrongful Death lawsuit, I need you to hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. To my cinema cronies, drop the flex emoji in the comments. Now, Spit Squad, the article reads, LIL Durk was hit with a wrongful death lawsuit from the mother of Quando Rondo's cousin, accusing him of orchestrating a hit. The lawsuit mirrors the criminal charges he's already facing, with prosecutors alleging the 2022 LA shooting was retaliation for King Von's killing. Filed in Cook County Court, the lawsuit names LIL Durk, his business manager, and his record label, OTF, and a related company as defendants. The premature loss of Mr. Robinson was devastating his family and community, said attorney Warren Postman, who is representing LUL PAB's mother. Now, what does all of this mean? This means that LIL Durk is in more hot water. And so one thing about the feds that the state don't normally do is the feds try to attack your money. It's a lot of different ways to attack your money, but this is also another way to attack your money and help the feds. So what could end up possibly happening is that this could possibly turn into a situation where Durk get his accounts frozen, so he can't be able to move money, so he can't be able to get rid of all of the money, and he's able to pay this restitution. So I don't know if this is legal or not, and don't take this as legal advice, but I'm asking my lawyer, hey, what does this mean for me? How can this affect me financially moving forward, and can they freeze my accounts? And if they can freeze my accounts, I would have my wife start moving money to her account, or moving money to, like, I would just start giving money to people that I can trust, so all of my money wouldn't dwindle. Because what ends up happening is, if these lawyers, and I'm not saying all lawyers, but it's some lawyers who just look at it as just business. You not their friend, you not their homie. They only invested in getting the money. Sometimes lawyers even know that you guilty and you can't get off from this, and they'll still take the case. They'll still go for appeal because they trying to get just that last little bit of money. One thing that ended up happening, we was watching The Wire, and just before, I can't remember who got killed or what happened. Oh, Joe. Joe introduced Marlo to the lawyer. And just as Joe introduced Marlo to the lawyer, they had gave Marlo a phone number, and Marlo had gave his lawyer the phone number. And the lawyer said, "This is great. Joe introduced me just in time, as a federal indictment is probably gonna come down on him, which means I'm gonna make so much money off of him before he eventually does life in jail." He says something to that extent. But what I'm basically saying is that you lose all that money to your lawyer, and then your accounts end up frozen, and now you're not able to properly represent yourself. So your lawyer may say, hey, the money dried up, I have to withdraw, I can't work for free. Now, when we looking at somebody like LIL Durk, obviously the lawyer would still work for free, because it would give him a bad reputation if he just dropped Durk in the middle of the case, because Durk have so many fans, and it also would give him a bad reputation amongst like just rappers. That'll probably be his last high profile case. Now, when we look at NBA YoungBoy, this is the same lawyer as NBA YoungBoy. So if you look at the irony of this situation, right? It's ironic, and also that the case against LIL Durk is filed in LA, not Chicago. It is something in Chicago that mentions his name, but that case haven't been tied to him yet. The feds just kind of alluding to the fact that he may have had something to do with that. Well, they're not alluding, they definitely saying his name in it, but they haven't brought up official charges on him yet. Now, the other thing we really have to look at when we thinking about this situation is that this beef is between LIL Durk and NBA YoungBoy, and now at the end of the day, they both end up using the same lawyer. Like and so what be weird is that, rappers will make other rappers pick side. Nah, you can't mess with him. He the op. I don't rock with him. But then at the end of the day, they'll get in trouble and they don't make their lawyer choose sides. NBA YoungBoy not telling his lawyer, yo, if you work with Lil Durk, you will never work with me again. Durk not telling NBA YoungBoy lawyer, nah, I don't want you because you worked for NBA YoungBoy. So it's just kind of crazy that how we pick and choose as black men, how we pick and choose as people who be in the streets. They pick and choose, and they ostracize guys from their side. They ostracize family members. They call family members ops. But then when they get in the judicial system, they be hanging around with these guys in jail. These guys be on the same deck as them. They don't be fighting them. They don't be getting into it with them. They have the lawyer represent them in different cases because this is allegedly the best lawyer for the case. And that's just crazy to me. And I hope everybody out here who looking at this case look at it and say, whatever happening with Durk gonna happen. Whatever he did, I'm sure he made peace with whatever he decided to do. He understood the consequences of whatever he may have decided to do or didn't decide to do. We don't know if he's guilty or not. This is all allegedly. But we can sit and look at this situation and learn that at the end, like Jay-Z said, nobody win when the family feud. And when we look at us, man, as black men, we all family. We all come from the same people. We all have that 6 degrees of separation. If y'all go back and look at some of the Chicago stuff, a lot of different people are family. Like, if I'm not mistaken, Lil Mister and Lil Durk was family. When you look at Lil Reese and FYBJ, man, family. A lot of these people are family. A lot of these people grew up in the projects together, and once the projects got tore down, they just ended up in different neighborhoods. But to be honest, man, all of this could have been avoided, but at the end of the day, you got to let every man make their own decision. They choose their path, and they got to live with the path they decide to go down. But man, a lot of this could have been avoided. And actually, Bo Dill was on Cam Capone, and he talked about having a sit down with people trying to squash the beef. And he said, yo, Lil Durk was actually with squashing the beef. But then later on, you know, he got a call back, and now he don't want to squash the beef. And, you know, a lot of times, this will actually be my last point. It's easy not to squash a beef when you think you up. It's easy not to squash a beef when you think that you got more money, when you think you got more guns, you got more firepower, you got more resources, you got more people willing to crash out for you. Maybe you willing to crash out yourself. It's easy to think, yo, I got the upper hand. But we know in war, things could change in the blink of an eye. And so what we have seen is that at one point, one side was up and they were heavily favored, and it looked like they was going to ride off into the sunset. And then it turned, and now it looks like nobody won in this situation. And it don't look like actually nobody won in this entire situation. Why did nobody win? Because at the end of the day, everybody is in the same place. They either dead or in jail, broke, whatever the case may be, right? They all in the same place at the end of the day. And the only people who won was the people who decided to get out the streets and keep going on with their life. When you see FYBJ, man, what he doing. When you see Chief Keef, what he did. The only winners are the people who learn, damn, ain't nothing in the streets but a crash out, a grave, or a jail cell. And they move on and do better things and more productive things with their life. Check out my original Chicago hood movie in the end screen, No Time to Play Fair. If you into sneakers, you a sneakerhead, you love seeing the new Jordans, Pumas, whatever it may be, subscribe to Kicking It with Fairplay 2333. If you trying to follow me on my basketball journey, my weightlifting and fitness journey, and also be inspired to get back on your fitness journey, subscribe to Fairplay, Flex, and Fadeaway. Also, any of these pages I just named, you can also find them on TikTok or Instagram.